ways to express the language we use. Sometimes we can express its meaning directly or indirectly. In indirect expressions, people will usually imply language into figurative language. Figurative language, commonly used by majority of people to convey their meaning connotatively, and it is frequently used to convey a sentence explicitly to their interlocutor that contains a specific purpose. Those purposes can be mentioned as impress others with beautiful, aesthetic, or as well as a form of expressions of deep emotions to our interlocutor. Those expressions of language to achieve an artistic role and rhetorical effect, we can call it as metaphor. Here is my research with conduct about language expressions of conceptual metaphor used by Julia Gillard, Theresa May, and Hillary Clinton's speech, as they are female leaders. Why does my research raise about female leaders' political speech rather than male? In social positions, women are considered usually inferior and subordinate to men. Meanwhile, women leaders are considered and labeled less competent to be leaders. Because of these situations, this research will examine the expression of language used by female leaders in order to focus on how female leaders represent herself as a leader through conceptual metaphor. Based on this case, I open 3 research questions from my research. The first is, what are the types and meaning on conceptual metaphor used in Theresa May, Julia Gillard, and Hillary Clinton's speech? And then second, what are the conceptual metaphors frequently used in Theresa May, Julia Gillard, and Hillary Clinton? And last, how it is functioned for their political issues? To conduct this research, I also use methodology that I will use to is descriptive qualitative methodology, where the data is taken from manual selecting from script of Julia Gillard, Theresa May, and Hillary Clinton's speech video that I have watched from several YouTube channels, and continuing write down the script manually to collecting the data of conceptual metaphor and then reading again the transcript while watching the video at the same time carefully to make sure that the language used are correct. The last step is identifying and marking the data that contains kinds of conceptual metaphor, then classify it based on their types. Since there are female leaders who are championing and voicing their political issues, then they should be able to provide an expressive of language for their listener or interlocutors by using appropriate metaphors to convince their audience or their speech. Thus, this linguistic phenomenon of semantic field, especially metaphor, is worth to be conducted.